Series of actions have gone down in Italy. Rivalry still exists between the Milan clubs, not to forget the endless battle in Turin, and once more the city of Rome doing its bit. Welcome to Spotify. My name is Malik Muslima, aka Dagel Lima, and of course I am not alone as usual. I've got with me two of the usual suspects, Tega and Aziz. How are you guys doing?
I feel good. I feel great.
It's always a pleasure to be here, definitely.
Yeah, pleasure is mine.
Alright, so guys, we're talking about the Italian Seria. It's been a great start for Napoli, and once more the team from Nepal are not backing down. It's been Naples rather are not backing down. It's been really fantastic results for them. I mean, they've got Victor Osimhen, like fantastic players all round, and they are 10 points ahead of Juventus at this point. I think about 41 points at the top of the table. What have you guys made so far of the Seria?
The Seria for me this season it's been great. It's been unpredictable for me because I didn't see Napoli going 10 points ahead at this stage of the season. When you have the defending champions AC Milan, I was even tipping teams like Milan, Inter Milan, Juve to battle for the league. I didn't see Napoli. So for Napoli to be on top of the table, not just being on top of the table with 2 points or 3 points, be on top of it with like 10 points.
Yeah.
That's impressive for me. And they've been giving out impressive performances with their team. Their team has been balanced all around. You can see them transferring their league form into their Champions League form too, because they were in the Champions League group where they had Ajax and Liverpool, and they came out on top. So I'm really impressed with Napoli. I can't lie.
How about you, Abdulaziz?
Well, it's been a very, very good start for Napoli and in Naples in general, because I would definitely want to get carried away, because most teams, if you look at the issue the last 3, 4, 5 years, most teams actually start this year well ends up wobbling and fobbling. I think AC Milan broke that course last season because we can't get carried away. Yes, Napoli has had a blistering start to the season. Victor Osimhen firing on all cylinders, but can they keep up with this consistency? And yes, this is the very first time there's going to be a World Cup break in between a football calendar season, league season. And we don't know how Napoli will actually react to the post-World Cup. Will they keep that form? Is a question Stefan Pioli and his man will answer. Will they still wumble and fumble again as they did last season? Is another question that was waiting for an answer. So far so good, they've been good, and everybody are tipping them to actually break that Scudetto course for the very first time in a long while. They're actually going good, but will they win the Scudetto? It's something I don't want to get carried away. Let's see how January will come, how February will come, maybe April then. If they are still in this good form, we can dream of the league for Napoli.
I like that you said we shouldn't get carried away, because I mean Napoli, I think they've been in this position too frequent. I think last season, 2 seasons ago, they've been in positions where they were top of the table, or they were fighting with another team for the top position, and it just seems like after a while they fumble. Yeah, exactly. They have a series of bad results and they just go down and give up the title. So it's one to watch out for Napoli. I mean their results, but like you said, it's the first time that the season has been cut short by the World Cup break, and we really can't expect, or we really don't know what to expect from this team after the World Cup. When the Seria resumes. So away from Napoli, I mean they've got fantastic players, but away from Napoli now, let's talk about the Milan battle. And of course Juventus as well. Juventus have climbed their way up the table. Their third position right now, 10 points behind Napoli, and it just takes a series of bad results for the teams ahead of them for them to overtake these teams. Do you think Juventus can actually fight their way back? Because I mean Juventus have got a great squad, and they had players. They had players injured. Not Paulo Dybala, Pogba, Di Maria.
Chiesa came back
for a while.
For 1 year plus.
Yeah, and it seems like these players are going to come back after the World Cup rejuvenated, with high spirit and all. Do you think Juve can actually do something this season?
I don't think so. To be honest, I really don't think so, because one of Juve's biggest strengths back then when they were winning the league title was their defense. And their defense is not as strong as before. Yeah, they've lost great defenders. They just have maybe just Bonucci now, and Bonucci, as we all know, has been criticized for not being so much of a great defender, but he's so good on the ball. But when it comes to actually the art of defending, he's not so good at it. Their defense is not so solid for me. Then also their attack, there's just something missing in that attack. There's something missing. They brought Vlahovic to come and do something magical, but he started well, all of a sudden he just faded. And they also have Milik. I don't know why they are buying someone like Milik, but the attack is there's just something wrong with that attack. There's something wrong with the attack. So I don't see Juve trying to mount anything and win the league this season. If I was to look at anybody outside Napoli that was going to win the league, it's going to be AC Milan. But with the distance Napoli have given them, I don't see anybody topping Napoli this season.
Do you share the same sentiment?
No, I don't, honestly. Because this is the Seria. We hope, as I said earlier, they know how to bottle things up. They know how to go below expectations when we actually expect them to move up higher. And yes, you asked the question that can Juventus actually mount a quest for the title? Well, I'm going to do a little bit of explaining because when the season started, they were horrible.
They didn't start the season well.
They didn't start the season well, and there were all calls for Massimiliano Allegri to go, but we all know how No. The Juventus board, they don't just make rash decisions during the season. They evaluate their options either before the season starts or when they end the season. So it was so obvious that Massimiliano Allegri is either going to destroy them or fix things up. And leading to the World Cup, we saw some little bit of positive results for
one game straight.
Before we came on here, I remember we saw the table like, how on earth are Juventus in third position? I was shocked. I knew they were having series of positive results, but I was expecting them to still be like in sixth, fifth. But I saw third, and you can't rule them. 10 points, just 14 games into the season, you are still going to 38. 10 point difference is a huge gap, but it's going to take a very, very deep in form for Napoli and some positive results. And before we know it, we'll be saying Juventus are like 2 points, 2 points behind. Yeah, exactly. And we are still 14 games into 38, so it's still a long way. So they've not started well. Judging by how they started the season, they don't deserve to win the Scudetto. I don't think they'll win it, but they might actually mount a challenge.
Challenge? I don't see it that way. I don't see
just 10 points, 14 games gone.
Just 10 points. 10 points is a huge difference. When you have no, there's something wrong with you. Aside the team, there's something wrong with their board. Like they have
news came out sometimes last week. Exactly. So
when you have all those kind of issues going down, it will take the grace of God or something magical for them to still mount a challenge and win the league. I don't see it that way. I see, if I was to see another team even mounting a challenge, you're not even talking about the outsiders, people like Lazio and Roma.
Yeah, and the title holders.
We call them outside champs.
Yes, the outsiders. Yeah. That's why I call them the outsiders. The team from the Rome side.
You left side.
I won't tip Atalanta over Atalanta. Yeah, they've been good. This is they've not. Okay, fine. I'm going to do a little bit of explaining. I'm going to do another bit of explaining because coming into this season, Gianpiero Gasperini doesn't have any business in this Atlanta side.
Yeah.
Honestly, he was supposed to have left, but I think it was the last minute decision. I'm not in the Atlanta board. There were last minute decisions that were made that if this guy leaves, where do we start from? Yeah. He has destroyed us. They had the blunder of the season last season. Let him be the one to resurrect us back. And so far so good. They've been doing well. And European sports, maybe Champions League, Europa League, but going back to Europe is going to sound success for them. Kudos to Atlanta. They performed above expectation. It was the work for Gasperini was just to steady the ship at Atalanta. He has played Champions League football. He has been in the semi-final. He has destroyed them. They stuck with him. Now he's bringing them back. Kudos.
I think, for Atalanta as well, they've been, that side are always there. Yeah. I think in the past few seasons, they've been that side. They give big teams the for their money. They've been very consistent. Yeah. All right, so moving away from Atalanta now, let's talk about Nigerian players in the Italian Seria. I mean, there are lots of Nigerian players, the likes of Isaac Success, David Okereke, Ola, and of course, Big Dog, Victor Osimhen, even Ademola Lookman.
7 goals, impressive.
Besides, would all say Victor Osimhen is the best striker. He's one of the best strikers in the world. But besides Victor Osimhen, who would you say has been your standout Nigerian player in the entire Serie?
People might actually not know him. This guy from Udinese, I think he has signed for Tottenham. Udozie, the right back. He's been very decent. I won't pretend I watched the whole of Udinese game, but I accidentally watched against Inter Milan when they were all over Inter. I think they won that game. They came from a goal down to win that game, and he was actually on top of this game. So I could see why they started Antonio Conte once him because it suits Conte's style of play. Udozie, yes, he's an Igbo name. They're still persuading him. He's Italian by birth, by under whatever they do play, but he has that Nigerian spirit in him, and he has been doing well for Udinese side.
For me, no Nigerian has impressed me like Victor Osimhen. So for me to call another name apart from Victor Osimhen, I'll be lying to you. So I don't have anyone that's impressed me more than Victor Osimhen. So I'm sorry, I don't know what to say about that. I'm still going to call
the star boy of Nigeria. But you have to dig deep. You have to make your research.
Ademola Lookman, like you said, he scored 7 goals this season. But still, I can't lie to you. I'm not impressed by him because I expect him to be doing better and more than what he's doing. Because Ademola Lookman, there's been hype on him for years coming up.
Yeah.
Isaac's success has not been. I've known Isaac's success for years from Watford.
Very inconsistent.
Yeah, it's not impressed me.
I think he just signed a
So-
new deal with
so-
Udinese, so
I'll be very sentimental as a Nigerian to go and call a name that I know I'm not impressed by. To be honest, the only person that has impressed me, to be very honest, has been Victor Osimhen. To see another person beyond Victor Osimhen impressing me right now in the Italian Seria as a Nigerian, I don't see that person.
All right. So just to wrap this up, I'd like you guys to make a prediction. Who do you think is going to win the Serie? Do you think it's still going to be Napoli, or you think there's going to be a big upset after the World Cup?
Big upset. I still see Napoli winning the Serie. Even if Napoli wins the Serie, it's like an upset too. As far as I'm concerned, because there are other teams that are there that have bigger players than these guys. Like in terms of people like Juve. If you look at Juve's team, the star-studded big names: Bonucci, Di Maria, Pogba, big names. Then if you look at a team like Roma that just signed Dybala, big name, they have big players there. So if Napoli wins the league, it's like an upset to me. But my team to win the Italian Serie, I'm going with Napoli.
How about you?
I think this is the first time on this show I'm actually going to be having similar thoughts. It is their title to lose, honestly, because it's going to be unfair, honestly, for them. If after match day 38 and Napoli is not on top of that league, it's going to be unfair. They've been very, very fantastic.
All round.
Not even in the Serie A. We watch Champions League football.
All round.
Sweeping teams, brushing teams aside. So
from their keeper to their attack.
It will take a huge loss of form. A stinker from those probably injuries will actually come into play for them not to have that title. But I'm sticking with Napoli 100%.
I think you can still swing either ways because, I would always say, for me, the Italian Serie is still the most interesting league in the world. Yeah, it's been for 3 years now.
No, I share a sentiment.
Honestly,
Because,
you're a comedian.
The battle there has been fantastic.
Battle.
Yes.
There was a time last season it was 70 the last
Yes.
77,
Yeah.
76.
Well, what are you
It's
saying
been
about
I
it?
share a sentiment.
Yeah.
2 seasons ago when AC Milan was supposed to win, January, it was looking like AC Milan was going to run away with
Oh
the
my
title.
God, you guys
And
are-
all of a
Yeah.
sudden, Inter Milan came up
I think
and
you guys are cracking me up.
You know why I say this? 'Cause
I share a sentiment.
You know why I
English,
say
I'm not
it?
saying
I
it's the best
understand.
league in the world, but to an extent,
I understand.
she has a point.
But what I'm
He's
saying
been
is that you guys
delivering
are
it.
cracking me up.
Why?
Because it's funny that there are other leagues there. You're talking about.
What's the league? Premier League.
Yes,
No,
no.
aside
You
from
want to
La
say La Liga?
We have
You
La
want to say
Liga
Premier
now.
League?
La Liga too has been very interesting.
Please, I used to say
Yeah.
La Liga was the most interesting league, but
La Liga.
nowadays it's not.
La Liga.
It's not. No, you have to say the truth when you say the truth.
La Liga.
The Italian Serie has
You-
been
do you-
amazing.
Like you guys don't
The
want
Italian
La
Serie
Liga.
has
Okay.
been
Okay, let me just throw one question.
Yeah.
Who would you rather watch? A Granada Eibar or Fulham Brighton? To be honest, just be honest with yourself. If
To be very,
Granada
to be
Eibar
very
is playing by
honest-
3
To be very
p.m.
honest with you, my level of watching football, I will go with that Granada Eibar.
You are
No, it's not about
you are not
sentiment.
being truthful.
No, it's not about
You are
sentiment.
not being truthful.
It's about
Lima,
it's about it's about what I want
is
to
your
learn. It's about
opinion.
what I want to learn in the
Lima,
game.
sorry, you are the presenter, but let me throw that question for you.
Fulham Brighton is a kick and run game.
3 p.m. game.
It's a kick and run game.
Villarreal versus Celta Vigo.
You watch it now.
Fulham versus Aston Villa. Who will you be watching?
I think I'll go with Villarreal. No, you
It's
didn't
true now,
say
because
Granada
the technical-
Eibar. You
because
didn't say
the-
Granada Eibar.
See, bro,
Villarreal
because
Celta
the
Vigo is a
technicality-
big
I
game.
deliberately said
Villarreal Celta Vigo is a big
Villarreal,
game.
to
It's a
an
big game.
extent,
You know-
they're a big team in Spain.
you know-
Yeah.
But, well,
No, and-
It's like you're watching the EPL game called the commentary.
No!
All those guys. If you watch
Excitement.
no, they watch the technicality of the
Okay,
game.
let me give you an. I watched the La Liga games when the Queen died. I was bored.
No, that means you don't
I think
really.
you
That
don't
means you
watch
don't really
La
like
Liga.
football. You
You
don't
don't
like
watch La Liga,
football.
no.
You don't like football.
I breathe, sleep, eat.
You
football.
like the kick and run, fast game. Let them start running.
Alright,
Man,
guys,
that's not what football is all about.
Alright, guys, let's wrap this up. For the Seria, like you guys said, you've shared the sentiments that you think that Napoli is going to win the Seria, and I think it's going to take a whole lot for Napoli to lose it. Because I mean, like you said, a huge loss of form. It just needs 3 losses and even 4 losses.
Three losses and one
Injuries
draw.
to Crava.
Yeah.
I think Crava
Yeah.
was actually out prior to the World Cup. That guy that plays that wears number 77.
Yeah.
I did not see him for like 3-4 games prior to this World Cup. Injuries can set in.
And
This
there's been
Korean
talk of-
guy, their defender, that actually replaced Koulibaly. I
Even
don't watch.
Osimhen-
I don't watch
even
too much.
Osimhen was
I don't watch a
off
whole
and
lot
on.
of Serie A games. I won't lie, but I watched the World Cup. It was massive in defense for the Koreans. So it take 2 or 3 injuries.
I won't say I won't say I
change.
watch a lot of Serie A games, but I've been opportunity to watch a few, and bro, it's very interesting. Like I had the opportunity of watching Napoli versus Roma.
Alright.
Osimhen was a boss in that game, man, and Smalling really gave him a good run for his money. But at the end of the day, that powerhouse was Seria.
Alright guys, let's know what you guys think, and also don't forget to follow us at Spotify everywhere on YouTube, Instagram, and thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in our next one.
Where is your home of sports?
Listen, the crazy thing about sport is that there is never a dull moment.
Yes, having uncommon conversations is the in thing here.
Football, tennis,
Formula One,
UFC, boxing,
athletics,
and many more.
They here. If you don't know, they here. If you don't know. Now why we they call them goats?
Sports Simplified.
That's Spotify.
Who be your goats?